Welcome to the Adult Fans of Nerf Show. I'm Mr. S.
And I'm Mr. K.
And today is going to be episode 2 of our new formatty thing, hopefully giving you more information and whatnot.
Yep. It is our 31st episode. Nothing really to celebrate. I know you're not going to be celebrating your 31st.
Oh, yeah, my birthday was a little bit ago. I did turn 31, and I didn't do much of anything for my 31st. I stayed at home like a hermit.
Because who really wants to celebrate 31? But anyways, on with the show. First up in the news, we have more information on some Vortex stuff. It looks as though, or 2 weeks ago, it looked like we were going to be getting some trick shot discs. Sidewinder, Ranger, and a quick shot, according to Ash from My Last Dart. Now, Jason from Basic Nerf went and asked our representative about some more information about the discs, and they actually came up with, or they actually told him that those discs weren't coming out this year. They would actually be coming out sometime in the future, but this year they're going to focus on colored XLR discs.
Speaking of colored discs, the first thing that we've really seen from these new weird colored discs are these camo discs. We've seen them in 2 colors so far, a red camo and a blue camo, with more supposedly in the pipe coming down. These are similar in look to the camo Streamlines and Sonic discs or darts that they did a couple of years back. The only caveat is they can only come, as far as we know right now, in 10 disc packs, and they don't have any kind of a belt holder or a pouch or anything for them to be stored in.
Yep. Unlike the darts that came with the pouches, these aren't digital camo discs. It's actually more of an organic, old school
More
camo.
of an old school camo. And a couple of nifty bits that we found out about the packaging for these. On the front of the packaging, you'll see your first action shot of the new white Vigilon and white Praxis. Those should be coming out, I think, with this year or next year's new run of the Vortex stuff. On the back, they actually have a picture of the new Nitron coming out, that instead of having the sight on top, it has a tactical rail blast shield. So look forward to seeing that. Good to know that they're still doing stuff for Vortex. And in more news, new information came from Ash at My Last Dart. This is also more stuff that he is now able to release about new things coming down the pipe. A new tactical rally thing. We don't know a whole lot about it. The only thing that he's told us is he's calling it the M203 Master Key. Now, a Master Key is usually a shotgun used for forced entry into things like that, and an M203 is a grenade launcher. So we're not really exactly sure what this thing is going to be when it actually comes out, but it sounds cool, and if it's another tactical rail blastery thing, I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. He wasn't able to go into any detail other than saying that it was a tactical rail accessory, and he said Master Key M203, but he couldn't go any further because of his NDA. And now we have a tip for you. Through my perusing of websites, I found a tip from the Nerf community about the rough cut and the triad. It seems that for the same reason that you don't want to store darts in a clip, you also don't want to store your darts in your triad or your rough cut. The thing with the rough cut and triad is that having the darts in there compresses the springs of the air restrictors, and the air restrictors are tied to the method that they use to determine what dart needs to be fired. So if you're compressing those air restrictors and the springs in there, you're going to have problems with firing your rough cut or triad correctly.
Now, I'm not sure if this is more of a tip for long-term storage or if it will start to detriment it short-term, but either way, best err on the safe side, and even for display purposes, whatever, just don't display them loaded.
Yep. From what I did hear, that if you do take the darts out, they will spring back, but long term, they will stay deformed. So, on to our review of a couple of things that are made by Nerf, but aren't really Nerf.
Alright, and now it's time for a review. We were able to pick up the new Nerf Koosh Angry Birds Star Wars Han Solo Blaster.
That's like the biggest name brand thing in like
well, you
history.
gotta include everything. I should have said Hasbro's Nerf and trickle down.
I think the Hasbro's the company, the rest is brand. you could see if you would have done that, you would have had to add Rovio in there too for Angry Birds.
Oh, whatever. Anyway.
Anyways.
So it's a blue Han Solo blaster, all like super ridiculous proportion because it shoots the Koosh balls. We like the Koosh balls. This is pretty cool. I don't like that this one only comes with one. It only comes with one yellow Han Solo decoed ball, which actually looks pretty cool. Get his little face in there. So just a simple blaster like a lot of the other Koosh ones. This one does have a noticeable amount more power than previous iterations, but you just pull the plunger back and it fires, and it actually goes a bit further than the other Koosh blasters.
Yep, and I like the fact that it actually looks like a blaster.
It does, yeah. It doesn't look like some weird art piece.
Yeah.
We like the Koosh stuff.
Yeah, I've always liked Han Solo's blaster too, so.
All in all, I mean, you can look at it and you're like, oh yeah, that's Han Solo's blaster, but it looks weird.
Yep. So, we got another thing. This is the Iron Man blaster. It's a little tiny, Jolt-like Iron Man blaster.
It looks like the Jolt with the handle cut off, and they just fixed a firing thingy on there. It looks cool.
Well, it looks like a Jolt that's just the handle. Because, I mean, really, this isn't much of a barrel. But here's the air restrictor. Little stick. And it comes with a dart and an Iron Man shaped projectile. They also come in the War Machine and I believe Iron Patriot versions, which come with different color darts. But either way, they probably suck as much as this one. For it being a modified Jolt, it's just not as powerful as I would have thought it would have been.
I don't know. I think a lot of it is not design. I think a lot of it is just the design of the projectiles that they include with it. The weight proportion is way off on the Iron Man one. It just kind of flops all over the place, and it seems really lightweight. The dart is not your standard Nerf dart. It's a little bigger. It's a little bit bigger, and it feels like a generic Nerf dart.
Yeah, it doesn't feel quite as good. Yeah, the Iron Man figure feels kind of like actual Nerf, but the dart doesn't feel like Nerf. It does feel like a cheaper knockoff.
So design, I like it a lot. It's just an underperformer.
Yep, I mean, I'm sure you could turn it into something, but that's not really our gig.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's all we have to look at today. Join us again when we present you more information and more reviews.
Keep nerfing.